Have you ever wondered why stressful situations seem to stick in your memory, filling you with fear and anxiety? What if I told you it's not just your imagination, but a complex interplay of stress hormones at work? Now, before we dive deeper, let's take a moment to understand what we mean by stress hormones. When we encounter a stressful situation, our body triggers a fight or flight response, releasing hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones, particularly cortisol, play a significant role in our daily lives, influencing our emotional state and, most importantly, our memories of fear and anxiety. Imagine you have a stressful encounter, perhaps a terrifying dog chase or a nerve-wracking job interview. The cortisol surging through your body during these moments enhances the consolidation of these fear-based memories, making them more vivid and easier to recall. This process is known as fear acquisition. However, there's a catch. While stress hormones make these fear-based memories more potent, they also create a paradoxical effect. They can impair the retrieval of these very memories when you're trying to overcome your fear or anxiety. This is known as fear extinction. So the next time you find yourself unable to shake off a stressful memory, remember, it's not just your mind playing tricks. The stress hormones in your body are enhancing the consolidation of these memories while simultaneously hampering your ability to retrieve and overcome them. Indeed, the world of stress hormones is a complex and fascinating one. The more we understand it, the better we can navigate our responses to fear and anxiety. And most importantly, we can start to see that these responses are not signs of weakness, but a natural and intricate interplay of our body's hormones. So it's not just in your head. Your body's stress hormones are actively shaping your memories of fear and anxiety. Now that you know stress hormones play a role, let's delve into the science behind it. What really happens in your brain when you're stressed? Imagine yourself in a stressful situation. Your body triggers a physiological response known as the fight or flight response. This response prepares your body to either confront or flee from the perceived threat. One key player in this process is cortisol, a stress hormone released by your adrenal glands. Cortisol plays a fascinating role in how we form and retrieve memories. It has a particularly intriguing relationship with memories associated with fear and anxiety. When you're in a stressful situation, cortisol floods your system, enhancing the consolidation of these fear-related memories. Essentially, it strengthens the neural pathways associated with these memories, making them easier to recall in the future. But here's the twist. While cortisol aids in memory consolidation, it can also impair memory retrieval. This means that while stress can make fear-related memories more potent, it can also make them harder to access at times. This dual role of cortisol can be quite a paradox, enhancing some aspects of memory while impeding others. Interestingly, this property of cortisol has shown potential in improving exposure therapy outcomes for anxiety disorders. Exposure therapy is a psychological treatment that helps individuals confront and reduce fear and anxiety. By harnessing the memory-enhancing effects of cortisol, therapists may be able to make exposure therapy even more effective. As you can see, the release of cortisol during stressful situations can significantly shape our memories, particularly those associated with fear and anxiety. However, stress hormones aren't just about enhancing memory. There's a darker side to this story. In the theater of the human mind, stress hormones play a dual role. Yes, they can enhance memory consolidation, but they can also be the villain of the piece, impairing our ability to retrieve those very memories. This is particularly true when it comes to what scientists call extinction memories. Extinction memories are fascinating. Imagine being afraid of spiders. Over time, with repeated exposure and no ill effects, that fear can fade. This is because your brain has created an extinction memory, a record that tells you there's no danger here. However, when stress hormones flood the system, they can interfere with the retrieval of these extinction memories. It's as though the reassuring record your brain has created gets temporarily lost in the shuffle, and the original fear or anxiety can resurface. In other words, stress can lead to the relapse of fears and anxieties we thought we'd overcome. This can have serious implications for people battling anxiety disorders. Picture someone who's worked hard to overcome their fear through therapy, only to have the progress undone when they're under stress. It's akin to taking 2 steps forward, only to take 1 step back when the going gets tough. Moreover, the impact doesn't stop there. This cycle of fear, anxiety, and stress can have a domino effect. The fear leads to stress, which impairs the retrieval of extinction memories, which then leads to the resurgence of fear and anxiety. It's a vicious cycle that can keep individuals trapped in a loop of fear and anxiety. So, while stress hormones can enhance certain memories, they can also impair our ability to retrieve others, leading to a vicious cycle of fear and anxiety. It's a dark side of stress hormones that deserves our attention, not just for our understanding of human psychology, but for the potential it has to improve therapeutic approaches and prevent relapse in anxiety disorders. But what if there was a way to disrupt this cycle? Enter propranolol, a beta receptor blocker. Propranolol, a commonly used medication for heart conditions, has surfaced as an unexpected hero in the fight against anxiety disorders. It's not its heart-calming properties that are of interest here, but rather its ability to disrupt the reconsolidation of fear memories. So how does it work? When we experience fear, our brains encode this emotion into our memory. Over time, these fear memories can be triggered, leading to bouts of anxiety or panic attacks. The process of reconsolidating these fear memories is what keeps this cycle of fear and anxiety going. Propranolol intervenes at this critical juncture. It works by blocking the beta receptors in our brains, the very receptors that play a key role in the formation and reconsolidation of these fear memories. By doing so, propranolol is able to disrupt the cycle, helping to alleviate anxiety and prevent panic attacks. The potential implications of this are immense. Imagine a future where those suffering from anxiety disorders are no longer held hostage by their fear memories. A future where a simple medication can prevent the relapse often seen with traditional treatment methods. But it's important to note that propranolol is not a magic bullet. It's one piece of a larger puzzle in understanding and treating anxiety disorders. The interplay between stress hormones, fear, and memory is complex. And while propranolol shows promise, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Moreover, we're still in the early stages of understanding how propranolol disrupts fear memory reconsolidation. More research is needed to fully comprehend its mechanisms of action, potential side effects, and overall efficacy in treating different types of anxiety disorders. While more research is needed, propranolol presents a promising avenue for disrupting the cycle of fear and anxiety perpetuated by stress hormones. So, what does all this mean for you? Let's take a moment to summarize and reflect on the key points we've discussed today about the intricacies of stress hormones and their role in shaping memories of fear and anxiety. We started by delving into the unseen impact of stress hormones, highlighting how they don't just affect our bodies physically, but also hold sway over our mental and emotional landscapes. Stress hormones such as cortisol play an influential role in our fear acquisition and extinction processes. They can enhance memory consolidation, effectively strengthening the mental imprint of a fearful event. But conversely, they can impair retrieval processes, making it harder to recall peaceful or non-threatening experiences. Then, we delved deeper into the science behind fear and anxiety. We explored how these emotions are not just feelings, but are deeply rooted in our biological systems, influenced by a complex interplay of hormones, neurons, and memories. We also discussed the dark side of stress hormones. While they can help improve exposure therapy outcomes for anxiety disorders, their overactivity can paradoxically lead to relapse by interfering with extinction retrieval. This is the process by which we unlearn fear responses, and when it's disrupted, it can make overcoming anxiety even more challenging. But there's a silver lining. We discussed the potential of propranolol, a beta receptor blocker, in disrupting fear memory reconsolidation. This presents a promising avenue for enhancing therapeutic approaches and preventing relapse in anxiety disorders. In essence, understanding this complex interplay between stress hormones and fear-related memory processes is crucial. It's not just about knowing why we feel the way we do. It's about leveraging this knowledge to improve therapeutic interventions, to help individuals manage their fear and anxiety more effectively, and ultimately, to enhance quality of life. Remember, understanding our bodies and the way they respond to stress is the first step in managing fear and anxiety, and that in itself is a powerful tool.